Hello and welcome back to XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, the OMFG Run. 4 men, a ballistic only, double enemy hit points, and permanent dark events. We're quite frankly fighting to not get many more permanent dark events. And this here is not only a neutralization of a field commander, this is also our way with staying in the game. I figured we might want to play something different for once, and to be honest, we had a bit of a problem finding the right guys. Everyone was unfortunately in the sick bay, so the only real high-level character would be Dark Tower Naxxus with his old equipment here, which is fine. And then I just thought, how about we add in all of the characters from the expansion, just for good measure. So it's kind of the new hero classes scenario. And just to give you some thoughts about how I would structure it, our Reaper here has Shredder, so he's going to take care about the armor. I know though that might not be enough, so we're having Noxus here with armor penetrating rounds, just to make sure he's focusing on targets like shield bearers and so on, to deal some damage. We have twice, in 2 occasions, the blue screen rounds, and I guess what's missing now, to be honest, is just like another grenade, probably, or alternatively, I'm thinking about the plated vest, so that we're just having some more defense, really. Flashbang grenade could also be a thing. I'm not sure. I mean, cover removal certainly is something that's desirable, and we don't have that much cover removal. So maybe we're really packing this one plasma grenade, because no one else really has it. Fair enough, and that's it. That's pretty much it. We don't have a repeater other than on Major Naxxus, so probably not as many insta-kills as you would be used to.
Sky Ranger deployed.
And here we go. Right into the action. I hope we're not going to encounter a Chosen, because the Chosen in this mission would be the Warlock, and I have absolutely no desire going up against the Warlock. So let's just cross our fingers that that's not going to happen. We can sneak in with our Reaper and just scout out where our target is, and basically start with maybe neutralizing the field commander right away. Because we're not on a timer at the beginning, as long as we're not being spotted out.
Find our target and eliminate him as quickly as possible. Menace 1-5, we're tracking the Advent General and his escorts, but we don't.
And we got ourselves the 5th man, a stun lancer. I love stun lancers when they're on our side. I hate them when they are on the side of the enemy. So pretty much starting in the corner, and as always, most of these maps are just a very long straight line. In this case, we have more of a quadratic map, so we might want to go over here and check. It's already the end of the map. It can't be that far away. We will save our grappling hook, to be honest.
The power guides me.
Alright. No enemy inside whatsoever. But the shaking of the ground already tells me there is a sector pod. So having something against mechanical units, multiple shots, armor ignoring, All of that is a very, very good idea against the sectopod. Stun Lancer moves in. To be honest, everyone else can move in as well.
On it. A good decision. Shut up. Listen.
First pick would be in this direction. I think it's here in the corridor. Like this here, this canal of some sort. Yes, they are like over here.
As you order, Commander. There is nowhere to hide. I've spotted an alien patrol.
So neither of these packs is the field commander. 36 hit points. I mean, that's a normal mech. We have 3 codices here, which sucks a bit, because that's really a lot of psionic bombs.
I can do that. Moving to designated position. Roger, I've got my eyes on. Reloading.
Why the fuck do some of my folks start with non-fully loaded weapons? Like, who goes into a mission and says, you know what? Ah, never mind. Let's just go without ammunition. Well, that sounds like a terrible idea. By the way, a lot of armor here. I think we can kick it off because I don't want to go too deep into the enemies without like literally being able to find them. This here should shred 2 armor.
I'll leave this here.
Even 3 armor. It's pretty good. They didn't move because they didn't know where the shots were coming from. So might as well use that to our advantage, which is blue-screen rounds. There we go. Well, certainly not that way. Noxus 8 protocols himself. Let's not move too far in. I would rather want to like stay over here. It's okay if the stun lancer gets flanked. I don't care. It's almost enough damage to get the mech down.
My failure is my own.
So this should trigger, and if Guardian is triggering, come on, Guardian. Ah, Guardian would have triggered. This guy would have been down. All right. 14 rounds until arrival, which means we need to hurry the fuck up here. Move in, and although we're definitely not a ranged specialist, with blue screen rounds, we will get some damage, and that's good.
What's over there?
Nice. Pretty solid hit.
I go as ordered.
Moving up. Good. One enemy group down. Let's spot out what else we can find.
You cannot run.
Yeah, that's the codices I was talking about earlier.
I will reposition. The objective is here, moving here.
And that's a pretty nasty situation to be in. I mean, first, any sort of EMP grenade that would hit here would absolutely obliterate the fuck out of them. This here is all mechanical units, and I'm so happy that we have taken blue screen rounds with us. So that's kind of the one part about it. The second one is I want to get these guys separated. 3 codices by themselves are already bad enough. So, if we were to grapple over here, it could actually mean we can pull these guys. Yep, very good. So it's going to pull one of them closer. Remember, the clone will be in vision range. Unfortunately, his vision range this time is a bit longer, but that's fine. Oh, he doesn't have blue screen rounds. Okay, well. It's also not a one-shot kill. Unfortunate. There's some extra loot, by the way. These crates here are the ones that the side trap has left. Let's not split them too much. I don't want to be attacked by too many of them.
Reloaded. One down.
That's one down. If we attack this guy, it's going to be 4 to 5 damage, so the resulting Codex will have about 10 hit points. Let's Overwatch instead. And what we could do in here is we could just parry. That will increase the number of them by 1, which is fine. It happens.
No place for you to go now.
Parry. And let's kill the low hit point 1 over here.
Reach out from the darkness.
So that means the overall number hasn't improved. Probably going to see a couple of psionic bombs now. Which for these guys doesn't matter because both of them are fighting with melee weapons. The Overwatch worked out well. Yeah, and now it's back to 2 codices. 12 rounds, okay. So first things first, we're breaking the Overwatch. And of course, we're missing. Not so good. However,
For the Templars!
You will never hide from me.
we are choosing parry. The only reason, by the way, why I haven't attacked with the pistol was that I wanted to make sure we can go into parry mode. That was literally the only reason. Full cover. It's going to split them even further. I don't want that, to be honest.
I go.
That's another split. Pretty far into the distance, by the way.
Always find you.
This here is a kill. Let's reload first, then kill this guy. And we're going to Overwatch. There's the parry.
I am the focus of their attack!
I was hoping he would run a little bit faster, further, so the Overwatch could have happened. Or further in here. Why don't they even go for... Okay, never mind. Promised myself I won't be mad about AI. They should have gone for the stun lancer, but that's fine. I'm looking at the time. It takes us longer than I would have expected. These classes are just not made for like literal fast damage.
Reloading ammunition.
couple of things here. Number one, eight to 9, that would be 18, 17, half of that is 9, which would be enough to kill this guy if we would hit at least once with maximum damage. This here is not enough to kill this guy, so might as well start here. Good. Clones itself. Okay, enough.
The target is marked.
Melee damage not good enough, but the pistol shots will kill this guy.
I know where you are. Moving as ordered.
Slowly but surely he's going to move in and cleans up the remaining codices. Good job.
I need more ammunition.
So 8 protocol, which gives us cover. I'm not afraid about standing here. Even if we now miss, there is still a chance for threat assessment.
My position is flanked. Death is calling. I'll
Well,
get him next time.
you gotta hit at some point at least.
Is it clear?
So this here will finish the codex. Oh no, it dodged. Wow. Wow, that is unfortunate.
I will tear you apart.
Let's get some more key power. There we go, +1 focus. Not bad.
I go where you tell me.
Let's clean up these guys real quick.
The ammo has run dry. Efficient attack. I strike out for my kid.
Just need to hit him once, for fuck's sake.
I will not fail you again.
Apparently that's not possible.
Enemies on the move! They're flanking us! I'm taking fire!
It's a bit discouraging that the codex is running in the wrong direction, because for us it means when we're now following it, it will just take us longer to actually get to the mission target, and we can't afford doing that throughout the whole time. These here are in a good position. We can go for the captain, and that's actually what we should do, to be totally honest. This here shouldn't trigger anything. So much for the theory. Very much triggers. But that's okay. Sooner or later we would have been forced to deal with these guys anyways.
I loaded these cartridges myself.
Okay, let's move forward as far as we can. Going to reload next turn.
I go where I'm needed.
So here's the thing though, I mean, we can just get out of here. Very, very simple.
I go.
And let them come. Still have enough turns. We would have high ground over here. We would have Amplify as an option, I like it, because that's our bread and butter against targets with a lot of health.
Watch the flanks, they're moving.
Need to move further back. Yeah, I think we're just going to go a bit further back.
We are known to them.
Unfortunately, our Reaper has just been spotted out. Very bad news. We need to run away with him. Probably re-hide somewhere. Oh gosh, 11 critical hit, wow. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. Again, we pulled many of them. Let's just shadow.
I strike from the darkness.
Try to forget that the spotting and the rest has ever happened. Now, let's start to kill this Codex finally. Perfect. So no more ambushing. That's fine.
Alright, I'll go.
Gonna go for full cover. Reload. This would be too dangerous. Let's not try that. This here could be in the range of his Wrath Cannon. I don't want to test it though. Standing here would mean there's at least one more person that we could see. Not sure if that's worth it. We can just position here and should be relatively safe, right?
I move.
Yeah, we don't want to pull the shield bearer.
Grenade weapon.
That wouldn't make any sense. I think the Wrath Cannon would just shoot us down, so let's not try that. Instead, if I position myself over here, that's actually a valid target for a couple of these guys to take a shot at, and we're in full cover, so might as well do that. Plus we can charge in with Rend afterwards.
My watch begins.
Not sure why you're going for him, mate. What kind of a decision is that? Go for the Stun Lancer, he's standing in the open. So the Sectopod unfortunately takes precedence here. I mean, Haywire Protocol would be a dangerous game to play, to be honest.
I am at your service.
We need to shred at least some armor. That's the problem with being in stealth and behind enemy lines. We're currently fighting 3, respectively 4 against 1. 4 against all of them. So,
Go heal.
healing over there, just to maximize our actions. I mean, ultimately, we need to do something against the 6 armor, right? I don't know what exactly we're supposed to do yet.
I will end you. I must concentrate.
Going into full cover. Trying to reduce his hack. 2 80% shots unfortunately missed. That would have been important shots though, because I wanted to hit his hit him in order to reduce his hack. Okay. Let's take a look at our chances here. We probably will need someone on our side, elsewise we need to retreat. 22% is not great. Maybe we can hack the smaller one. Anything around 40-ish% starts to make sense. Yeah, that's okay. Let's try it. We could have even hacked the Sectopod. You never know that in advance. But it's fine, I'm not going to complain. I mean, that's another body on the battlefield. One which can take a lot of beating. And one which can shred as well. Solid hit. I mean, it still has way too much armor. So we might as well begin with slowly but surely shredding it. That's 2 armor gone. For those of you who ask yourself why wouldn't you throw the grenade prior to attacking it, grenade throwing ends the turn, attacking does not, because I don't have the special talent that allows you to throw grenades in between. Of course, the stun lancer is going to be missed twice, right? But the guy in fucking cover. We need to deal with burning, so that's another healing charge gone. Incendiary grenades are evil, specifically since we have the running dark event of Advent to be completely immune against fire damage. So let's move in. Unfortunately, we missed. It's really unfortunate.
I will go.
%100% hit chance and a 50-50 of getting discovered. Although I absolutely like the fact that we should be able to shred him with only 13 hit points, we can't just heal him up at the moment. We could, I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies in line. No, that's not going to work out. Might as well move on, take some good position over here, and then join next round. No, we're not going to grapple up there. Trying to focus on the sectopod. We're ignoring its armor, but still the damage is not great.
I have failed. They're well protected.
It's slowly but surely taking some damage.
Hit the armor.
Not sure if we can kill it in 6 rounds. Stun Lancer, by the way, is immune against fire, so he doesn't care. We might want to start with the captain. 5 more turns. We should really focus on him and kill it first. Which is, I mean, I can't believe that I'm even suggesting that. Which is a terrible idea, considering that we do have a grown-up sectopod running around in the middle of our camp. That's a pretty bad idea. Running the mech into enemy territory. Did we just shred him? Yeah, perfect. 2 more armor gone. Okay. We can see him here in full cover.
Volk says I am to obey.
So let's shred this guy even further. There we go.
Keep them playing.
It's down to 1 armor.
We are compromised. I hope it's worth it. Hit the plate.
Just a sucker punch this guy. Yes, please. Very good. So he has some amplification damage on himself. Oh, amplification ends. Well, that's not good. Desperately trying to get this sectopod down. So we have pulled him in. That's a good start. Let's not overdo it. Instead, go back into cover. Did he just hit? Wow, he just hit the Templar with a Wrath Cannon from this distance. That's pretty impressive. Templar's down to 10 HP. Oh boy, what a shootout. Okay, first things first, we're going to trigger the Overwatch, and of course, we're going to go for the Templar. Well, on the other hand, let's try to get this sectopod down. That's the last bit of armor. I think we got him down to, yeah, only hit points. Okay, well, that's good.
Go help him out.
We need to heal up though, because otherwise we're going to die. Let's get the sectopod. Solid damage from all sides. He just has 80 hit points, and that stings. Like, a lot. Our Templar is just using his blue screen rounds. Continues to hit the sector pod. We have a chance to execute him from here. Come on. 1 damage short. Alright, reload. We lost the hack effect. Basically lost everything. It's just a stun lance over here, who still is immune to the fire, by the way, so thank you for continuing to try to burn him. I think we're going to ignore all of them, and it's just going to be the captain now. Okay, 3 rounds. Let's go, baby. Let's go. There is absolutely no cover left, so this guy here is standing alone in the open. I respect that. So someone needs to trigger. 21 hit points, 17. Yeah, the stun lancer stays there. Alright, here we go. Overwatch removed. Okay, we need to move in. It's just going to be a moving turn. Can't reach him, can't even by standing in the open taking lightning hand shots, it wouldn't have changed anything. This here is a solid position just to take a shot. I think we should do that. It's the best cover that we can get.
Got one. Dead in the water here. Menace 1-5, kill confirmed. That's how it's done. We need to clear the area.
Priceless. The only repeater that we had in the whole game. And it worked. It worked like a charm. I'm gonna take high ground and shred the purifier, slowly but surely getting rid of his armor.
They hit the armor.
Moving right into the mech. At this moment, the stun lancer is our sacrificial lamb. It's going to take even more fire now. By the way, he's still immune, so do whatever you want. And we're lucky, his dodge goes off. Cool! I wouldn't have guessed that we would have had such a solid chance of doing it. It's actually pretty, it actually worked pretty well.
I must reload.
I am on watch.
Let's rock.
go.
Move it.
Superior stock, not bad. I would have liked the superior repeater more, but I'm not going to complain.
As you order.
So we're going to do some hit and run techniques here.
My rage.
Run in, deal some damage,
Only the armor.
and use the momentum to run out. The stun lancer boss modes against all of them. Apparently this guy still hasn't understood that the stun lancer is immune to fire. But that's fine. I mean, do whatever you like. It's now going to be suppressed. That's funny. I don't have the damage to get him down.
The fire grows.
That is hilarious. So, moving in, I think we can kill the mech here. Lightning hands. Get the mech to 1.
My strike surgical.
Deal some damage,
Their armor is
and we can then decide if we want to move out or not. Okay. Ooh, interesting.
changing position.
Grappling over here. We ignore armor, so that should be pretty decent.
Heal him up.
Last healing so that we can get him back into combat, because with 13 hit points it's a bit low. And we're going to give Mox the threat assessment just for some extra damage. He also has return fire, so in case someone would attack him, he can actually shoot back twice. And we're going to use the momentum to get out of there.
In short order.
Repositioning on us.
He's still immune, buddy. He's still immune. 0 damage. I think what we could do is we could actually pull this guy out of his position.
Justice comes for all.
Yeah, that works. Unfortunately for the claws, the armor penetration doesn't count apparently, which sucks because he has a lot of armor. Meanwhile, we're preparing the purifier.
I hope it's worth it. I'm on it.
Overwatch.
I strike for my people. We should do something about that armor.
Kind of in and out. Let's just move back.
Come on.
I think he finally decides to change targets.
They're coming around the side. It could explode at any time.
So, killing this guy and regaining some focus. There we go. I think the stun lance is literally immune to whatever this guy's trying to do.
Enemy is still up.
So probably 1 or 2 more turns and then we should be fine.
To that position.
Yep, he's going for the stun lancer again. Boy, oh boy, is he still immune to your fire. I love that. I never thought about that the dark event would actually help us. But it certainly does. 10 points of damage, by the way, wow.
I take a new approach.
Alright, grapple up. Fire and kill.
My ammo is gone.
Well, it was rather difficult. It was the specialist who carried that mission, not one of the 3 other classes. Interestingly enough, the Templar from the new classes worked the best in that map. I think the Reaper is great for a party of 6, but if you are going down to a party of 4, you just can't afford this the situation where you only have really 1 shot out of stealth. And unless, let me put it this way, if you play 4-man and better strike, where you can't regularly finish off enemies, right? Because then you will find yourself in a situation where no one is hurt enough so that that he could actually be killed. I like Reflect, but I like Deep Focus even more. Invert, by the way, is also a beautiful ability. I like these two. I wasn't a big fan of Reflect, but seeing how often we're being targeted, I can see that. This here is also good for our situation. Just knocking someone out of cover is a pretty good idea. I tried Amplify. It was okay, but I would have expected a bit more. So let's use Deep Focus, and probably we could also use Channel, because more often than not, we're not that rapidly killing enemies. Defocus is great because it allows you to have 3, and then a couple of your abilities are just really good. Random damage +3, mobility +3, and dodge 25%. So once you're at focus level 3, it's really good. Until then, we need faster ways of getting focus. And look at that, guys. Look at that. Dark Event countered, Advent Alloy padding. So good. Absolutely the right decision to do that. Alloy padding +1 armor to all Advents, and armor is the worst. I mean, you guys have seen how just very strong armor is against ballistic weapons. It takes ages, and +1 armor on all enemies, that's a lot. Plus alloy padding also increases their hit points, so that would have been a very bad event. Good that we have finally prevented that from happening. So now we just need additional supplies, I suppose, to just build this tower and make contact with the last 2 regions, right? So let's get to the black market really quick, get some more money, build the last tower.
Distance yourself from these feckless creatures.
Okay, good enough. Let's build the radio relay here.
Course for East Asia.
Good, a couple of guys have recovered from being wounded, which allows us to finally improve the soldiers' bound of 2 of our main characters, Roby and Zirke. So you can see both of them here are now in bond training, 6 days. Once this is done, the Alpha team or Prime team is ready, and we could actually go for another mission, maybe in Australia, to get the last armor. That would be pretty nice.
I hope you're not feeling overwhelmed by all.
So dark events are now getting completed. Loyalty among thieves, she gets a shit ton extra intel. That is not as bad. There are worse.
This will prove to have been an important breakthrough.
This here gives +1 damage on the actual weapon of the skirmisher, which isn't too bad. Spectre autopsy, instant
Referred to by our
gratis. So here's the refraction field, which kind of gives you the this concealment ability. I don't like it because it's a consumable item. Not a big fan of it. So we're really left in between getting some intel, which I think we're going to prioritize, and then doing the sector port breakdown for the highest level of gremlins.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
We just researched the frost bomb. Congratulations. Not that I think we're going to use it, but you never know. Got 2 cores. Let's get some ammunition. Another bit of tracer rounds. We don't really need experimental grenades, to be honest. I mean, incendiary grenade does nothing, gas grenade does nothing. So yeah, there is really no reason to do that. Well, acid grenade maybe for the shredding effect. You know what? Why not? Maybe we get an acid grenade out of it.
I'll send word when the project is complete.
Because that could logically make sense for a team that has problems with shredding. So we now would need to make, in order to make contact, we need the extra intel, which we're currently not having. So back to the
Setting
HQ,
course
scanning
the
for some
Western
intel.
US precinct.
I'm just thinking, maybe let's just scan for the full
Avenger
intel.
plotting new course.
Might be a little bit greedy. Normally it doesn't really pay out. I mean, it's 40, sometimes 50 intel.
These findings will likely prove crucial to our
148
ongoing efforts,
intel.
Commander.
Holy. That's pretty
Greetings,
damn
Commander.
good. Could go for another data cache, but I think we're going to go with
From what I've been
Sector
told,
first. And since we're only missing
as the
3
Hunter,
intel,
based on its history with the Reaper faction, seems to be the most indifferent.
let's do the following and start gaining intel here.
Setting course for Sector 9.
Before the dark
Western
event with the
United
plus
States.
100% intel kicks in. First things first. We've made contact here. Let's make contact up here.
Commander, we've utilized all of our available communications capacity.
We
can't
now are
establish any new
able
contacts
to
until
put
we
lightly
upgrade our
wounded
systems.
soldiers back into
Chosen
battle.
warlock is hard at
I
work for his
actually like it
masters in
because
this
it allows
area.
us to reuse our soldiers more often, as long as they are really lightly wounded. And with 80 extra intel, we're having a problem on the contacts part. We would need +1 contact. But still, I mean, we can scan for the last intel. Let's ignore the UFO just for 1 second.
There were some casualties during
There we
the
go.
last covert action, Commander.
So we got
But our
the
troops
promotion
will
as
all
our first
recover after
colonel.
some well-earned rest.
Lovely. Avatar project reduced by 2. And now let's really thoroughly think through what we would want to do. We could reduce the Avatar project even further. Not bad. Matter of fact, always worth it. It's okay. Pretty okay. I would say that is really not too bad. We're probably going for this, to be honest, because that's a permanent increase +1 weapon damage. I like the idea of that. Or we're going for the preparation to effectively strike back and kill our first chosen. Let's go for the weapons first, because without a weapon, it's not going to fly. Mobility +1 is good, but very soon we're going to have all of these guys ready. So I'm not going to put Edgar Allan Poe here out for 7 days. Might as well give it to someone else. And one person who could really use mobility is our Templar, because he was slow as fuck, and being faster effectively helps. Putting another soldier in to prevent any wound from happening, and then this is a pretty straightforward mission. I mean, +1 damage on Gatling guns, very good. Confirm. Begin.
We will begin the covert action immediately, Commander.
And look at that, gentlemen. Look at that. We get Rupture for free. Beautiful. This here is our first Colonel. Last time, Randon took way longer than everyone else to actually level up, being super unlucky with his wounds, spending a lot of time in the sick bay. But this time, this time it works out way better. I love it. And I also like the saturation fire. hitting all enemies, pretty much removing a lot of the cover as well. So I think we're going to buy that for him. Good ability, and we still have enough points left over. Really good ability. Might as well go for demolition on top of it, because demolition effectively, once he's out of grenades, gives us a repeatable reduction of cover, which isn't too bad. So yeah, I mean, the only thing that he now needs is way more aim. So I think we're going to put him onto 1 or 2 more missions just to increase the bond level. Like his bond level currently, he has a bond with Edgar Allan Poe. The only thing that these two need to improve is their bond, really. So once that's done, I would put Renvin out of service for now, because we invested so much into him that I really only need him when shit has hit the fan. For instance, when we're going for the Chosens. Elsewise, having a colonel, you have, if possible by other means, you should use different troops. So yeah, they are bond level, soldier bond. It's kind of halfway through. So once that's full again, we can give them get them to bond level 3, and yeah, that would be it. That would be it. I love it. Okay. So we got all of this done. I think in the meantime there had been another mission, a landed UFO, which, by the way, guys, will yield us even more supplies, valerium and alloys. So that's a good sign. The game thinks we need more of it to finish plasma weapons. So this is something that we're going to look into during the next play. If you enjoyed what you've seen, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.